I'm okay. So what did I miss when being in Cloud 9000? Oh, time to get to work then. Good day everyone, and Dr. Blob here. With Chapter 10 we got a new batch of EN voices to delight with. So you know what that means. A swift summary for those new to this series. I will be analyzing the English voices of Arknights characters, looking not for the voices to sound the same, but how much we can feel of the character with their voice alone. With nothing else to add, let us begin. These are my top 5 best and Mistuned EN voices in Arknights.
Bruh.
As a researcher, have you ever participated in some experiments you probably shouldn't have? No? That's good. Don't you think it's too noisy at Rhodes Island? Everyone should be quiet and focused during work. You should enforce discipline on your subordinates. You've seen me arguing with silence? Yes, we do that a lot. Sorry for causing trouble for you in Rhodes Island.
Not bad. I can tell how rigid her personality is, but also we can get a glimpse of her softer side, namely whenever she's talking about Ifrit.
Please tell Ifrit on my behalf. No matter what happens, I will protect you.
Norma Butikofer did a terrific job representing the unbreakable will of Zarya, yet I feel like something is missing. While her stoicism is there, the amount of curiosity she displays when wondering about Rhodes and the Doctor are harder to notice. If anything, she sounds to be showing off Rhine Labs when talking about Rhodes Island. A great job, but someone had to start this list, so it hurts me that one of my favorite characters had to end here. But hey, there's always hope if she ever gets an alter.
Oh, the doctor's asleep? Well, I better turn this machine down a bit. It's kind of loud. Oh, sorry, Doctor. Can I take a break here for a little bit? Ever since this new project kicked off, the shift schedule's been completely crazy. I still have to go check over the base station later. Doctor, can I borrow half of your desk? Thank you very much. Oh, it's a blueprint for a new electrical system. I need to get it drawn up by today. Are you busy too? Oh, let's be partners in overtime then.
Very similar to JP's voice, but standing out due to the amount of extra effort put into some of her lines. From stretching to yawning to stuttering, Penelope Rawlings gives her absolute best when doing these recordings in order to convey the speech of an overworked assistant. And that's something I totally believe when hearing her voice, thus making her the opening character for this list.
Bruh.
Doctor? Did you fall asleep? No reaction. Gotta be asleep. Okay, good chance. Let's find where the doctor's been hiding all those snacks. Here, Doctor, this is for you. I sent an application to Dr. Calcit and remodeled an unused cabin into a conversation room. This is a leaflet I made myself. Doctor, can I stay here? Would I be able to chat with you? I promise I won't interrupt your work. Everyone in the medical department has missions today. Mint's studying and she's not coming out for any fun. And there's no patients who need tending to. It's just me left now. I don't want to be alone.
Not a bad voice work, but while Zarya was depicted well enough, Honeyberry was depicted as a copy. There are some feelings from her part, but so few and hard to catch, it makes her a bit meh in my opinion. Sophie Shah did a good job, but that's it, only a good job. While she sounds okay, I didn't feel any of Honeyberry's personality from her voice, thus her position in the list.
So you still have time to sleep. I'm jealous. There's another one of my kind here, and she's an engineer. Maybe she likes the smell of machine oil more than blood. Why I chose to become a doctor? I can't say it was any sort of lofty calling. It's just that, you know, our kind. We don't exactly have the brightest prospects. But it turned out my skills were actually in surprisingly high demand. So I just went with the flow. Can I control the urge to feed, you ask? How dare you underestimate me? I'm a trained professional. Of course I can tell patients from food. Fine, I'll come clean. I have tasted lots of blood of many different types from all different races. And I do enjoy the subtle differences in flavor, okay? In fact, the only type of blood I've never tasted is yours, Doctor.
At first, I thought it would be difficult for someone to voice War, since her way of speak is so antique but also childish, depending on the situation. Yet Lindsay Morton managed to perform Warfarim's ancient way of speech by bringing forth a haughty demeanor, yet she easily lets it loose when talking of more mundane stuff, which again fits Warfarim's personality to a T, making me believe that we are hearing a very ancient being who also happens to understand modern culture, which on itself deserves recognition, and thus landing her in the fourth spot of this list.
Bruh.
Doctor? Doctor? Sorry to bother you. Please, lift your head up a little and sleep with the cushion. If you fall asleep like this, the letters from the report will get all over your face. Doctor, I'll leave the files I sorted here. Oh, you don't have to thank me. I am used to it and it's nothing difficult. Are you thirsty perhaps? Should I make you some tea? The rescue team has to deal with the catastrophes a lot, so it's only a matter of time for us before we become infected. None of us reject anyone because of that. The crystallization on my body isn't very conspicuous, and it doesn't hurt even if you press down on it. Sometimes, I even forget that I have this on my body.
In a similar case as with Honeyberry, Mulberry sounds just passable. The reason I place her higher is merely because we got a glimpse of actual emotions whenever we hear her being stressed.
Doctor, could you help me look for my little dumpling? It's the small black and white doll. I thought I'd left it here, but I can't find it. Please, I can't sleep at night without it.
And while that gives her a lot of personality, it makes me wonder, why only on those situations? As with everyone in these videos, I have nothing against Julie Rogers. Her voice is quite soothing. But seeing how she could have put more emotion into her interpretation makes me place her as third in the Mistuned list.
Doctor, we can't waste even one single precious minute. 1 minute could mean a loss of millions on the account with extra casualties on the field. Huh? Coffee. I take it with a sachet of sugar and heavy on the milk foam. Thanks. They say Rhodes Island is a criminal organization, full of infected people dirtying up the corridors. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Rhodes Island's operators are giving their lives to make things better for everyone, just like the police force of Lungman. Hear me out. Do you think we could redesign the instructor's office? At least add a bit of flavor to it? Maybe a handmade rug or some atomistic art or whatnot? It's just so bland now. Doberman might say she doesn't care, but it really kills my enthusiasm. Doctor, why is Rhodes Island's training course so short? Insufficient capital. Unacceptable. I'm requesting an immediate transfer to the business division. It's not as if I like business. But if you need me to do it, I'm more than capable. Doctor, rawr!
Similar to Warfarin, I thought this voice would be harder to make in English, given the kind of Japanese used by Swire. However, her tone is perfect. It is like the director asked how much sass will be okay to use, and Eva Valentin answered with a rotund yes. You can hear how arrogant and snobbish Swire is, as expected of one of the richest families in Lungmen. Yet you can also hear her care and determination in what she does. She might be snobbish, but you can tell that her heart is in the right place by her words alone. Yet another proof that, In most cases, it's not the voice actor's fault, but a lack of proper direction.
Bruh.
Professor? Oh, you're asleep. Professor, I finished all my catastrophe study notes. Do you have more I could read? Huh? What? Why do I call you Professor? Well, you're an expert on catastrophe studies. So you're like Professor, right? Aren't we all supposed to address our superiors with respect? Pardon me? Please, besides completing the tasks you give me, I have to go to Dr. Cowsit's regularly for checkups. The doctor said my symptoms are pretty serious. My playmates? I'm pretty friendly with Mouse and some others, so I don't feel lonely at all. If possible, I'd love to start a book club with them too. Could we hold our club meetings in your office, Professor? How could I tell you were behind me? Because I could feel your warmth. My eyesight and hearing aren't as sharp as they once were. But my other senses are still the same. Can't bring me down this easily, you know?
Okay, I know ella looks soft and delicate, and her regular demeanor is like that. However, that is not all which makes her who she is, and I don't mean that because of her control over fire. In both of her operator records, we see how ella is also determined, considerate, resilient, and even dependable. Again, I think this was a case in which the director just gave Holly Taylor the bare minimum of the character, especially since we have heard how much personality she can bring to other characters, like Myrtle. Making ella sound like this kind and fragile girl goes completely against who she really is. Another case of focusing too much in one single aspect of the character has landed our beloved Kohai in the second spot.
Aww, you want me to stay by your side? I can barely keep my heart in my chest. Fascinating. Don't mind me. Just continue with your work. What am I looking at? Why, you, of course. Are you finally a little bit interested in me now? Well, I've always been a big bit interested in you. Thanks for taking such good care of me these days. By my knighthood of Casimiras, I hereby pledge to repay your kindness with my life. Huh? You're not used to me talking this way? But I'm an honest-to-goodness knight. Surely I can improvise a speech or two. Ever since I was taken away to Casimiras, it's rare for someone to be so kind to me. So, if you don't mind, Doctor, I, Senemi, on my honor as a knight, shall serve you always at your side. When I'm here with you, don't you feel your heart racing?
1-1. I think this one is one of the best voice works overall. But while I place Honey and Mulberry in the Mistuned list for similar reasons, in Gravel's case, the voice not only fits her character, but it shows said character. You can feel her interest in the Doctor, like barely scratching at Yandere obsession. And yet, you can also feel how genuinely kind and caring she is, and how these are the very things which makes her want to be a member of Rhodes Island. Understandable when you see some of Naomi MacDonald's other works. Obsessive, definitely, but also someone you will entrust your life to. And that's why your beloved Fate reaches the second spot on this list. And while I cannot place her in first, something tells me she wouldn't mind, and even take it in stride while giving that flirty chuckle of hers.
Mwah!
Bruh.
You can hand me whatever work you want, as long as I'm capable of handling it. After all, I'm here to let you catch your breath, Doctor. I wouldn't make a good explorer. I want to protect much more than explore. Driving the posts in, building a home. People as tenacious as you always need someone to watch your flanks, right? That's who I want to be, Doctor. I'm always asleep when you come to see me? No, I'm not feeling unwell or anything. It's a habit. I work for days at a time, and the moment I lie down, I fall into a long, deep sleep. But just call my name, Doctor, and I'll wake up straight away. Don't worry about me. You can have my jacket, okay? You'll catch a cold sleeping somewhere like this.
What can I say? Pretty much the same mistake as with Aya. Focus on only one facet of the character. But while I can understand how they can make that mistake with Aya, since you have to read a bit further into her files to see who she really is, Aurora is definitely not only a kind girl. She had to give up being an explorer. She often talks about the beauty of the Northern Lights. She has the drive to protect others. She is so much more than just a kind girl. Yet her voice lines only end at kind. I cannot understand what kind of direction Sarah Burke was given, and everyone who seems to have the same problem. But I really hope this can be solved eventually, because individuals are far more than just checkboxes, and I wish this gets resolved in the future.
Last time I was an assistant, I think I was still 13 or 14, treating people with my mom. Of course, I can do much more than hand out herbals and sing well-wishing verses now. If you need my help, ask away. Don't be shy. I think I've seen a few new faces this time after returning to Rhodes Island. Doctor, how does it feel to have more and more people under you? Do you feel that brimming and bursting vitality? We always say back home, rage against death with new life. Those who depart us receive the land's forgiveness and rest in her embrace. But some people go too quickly, the roots of the forests of their homes unable to hold on to their hands. Was that not like me? Being so serious? You really should have seen me when I worked back home.
This time around, there were many voices which I considered to be great. But sadly, I only have room to praise 5 of them. So why did I choose Quarkus over everyone else? Simple. It is a very impressive work. You can feel her energy, experience, knowledge, and even her sadness depending on what she's talking about. Sometimes in different lines, others in a single one. Megan Martin delivered a very flexible voice work, showing all of Quarkus' personality through her voice. Exactly the kind of performance I look for those in this side of the list, and thus my choice for the best voice in batch 3 of the EN voices. And with that, we are done with this third iteration of EN voices analysis. There were a lot of great performances, and very few which I will call Mistuned. If anything, I have to force myself to play someone at number 5. The improvement was that good, and hopefully it will only improve in the future. So for now...
Bullshit!
Say again.
How can you say that they're all good when you haven't even talked about...
You say? Oh no. How did I? No.
I almost envy your ability to sleep like a log. Just tell me when there's work to do, but don't ever put her and me on the same team. I hate her guts. And don't get me started on all the weird food she makes me eat. Just thinking about it makes me... Ugh. Instruments? I can play the piano a little. My teacher in Latanian said learning an instrument can improve your art's affinity. It also apparently eases the impact that oripathy has on your mind. I have some free time, so I guess I could help you out. What's this? This has got nothing to do with disasters and arts. Just some normal paperwork. Hey! The times we live in are so messed up. There's just way too much malevolence going around in this world. We have to change that. I can't stand all those rotten hypocrites acting all kind-hearted, treating my fellow
What a nightmare. There's no way such a performance is actually real, right?
What dream or whatever. Now get up and do that review.
First of all, a huge apology for forgetting about this voice. Like, how did I miss it? Was the drama really that hard? Look, I kind of understand where the inspiration for this was, since Lava is someone who tries really hard to make this awesome persona. But even then, the voice work seems to see it not as an act, but as her actual personality. She sounds so arrogant and self-centered. I have problems believing this is the same character that will cry for her sick sister. But again, I sort of understand where this came from given Lava's personality, which totally goes against everything that Purgatory is as a character. Yes, Lava made a persona of her being this awesome member of Rhodes, but her future self has long let go of it. She even has lines regarding how she had stopped playing this character in order to be a more mature and serious operator, with proper goals and regrets in her mind.
It's a pain to fight as a team. But when I look back on those times I fought side by side with my reserve ops teammates now, it brings back memories, I guess. If I only had the chance to fight alongside them again. No, never mind.
So then, why is she still talking as if everything annoys her?
Sheesh, you always look so peaceful in your sleep.
At this rate, it will look like I have something against Diana Bermudez. But this voice goes against everything Lava's character development stands for, and I really hope this never happens again. After all, the second thing we have to recognize a character of any media is their voice. And this one is not Lava's. Once more, I apologize for this miss from my part. I will be more thorough from now on in order to make more proper analysis. So what do you say? All forgiven? No. Well, you can please everyone. But what do you think? Are you pleased with the voices on this list? Be sure to leave a commentary down below, so we can all let our thoughts known, and with some luck, Hyperglyph will take notice in order to improve their voice works even further. For now, I thank you for your time, humbly asking for a like, share and subscribe. This has been Dr. Blob, wishing you all a great day, and as always, stay healthy everyone.